God did not make a man to be with a man. How God did not make a girl to be with a girl.
After posting an Instagram video that included anti-LGBTQ statements, the Chicago Bulls announced they have parted company with Jaden Ivey for what they described as conduct detrimental to the team. Now,
Alright, Shalom, this is Brother Gabar, and before I hop into this lesson, first and foremost, I would like to give all praises to the Most High in their true Paleo-Hebrew names and in the Paleo-Hebrew tongue. So with that, I would like to say, Kal Halayim, La Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Bahashim, Ha Rakach Kodash Ma'amaf. Alright, double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS, double honors to my elder as well, Ahar One Ban Yasharallah. Shalom to the Akim, the brothers and the women and children that sincerely believe, man. So as you can see today, this lesson is stemming from this clip that I came across on TikTok earlier today. You know, this NBA basketball player, he was fired and let go from his team for his LG flag comments. You know, I'm gonna watch what I say because I know there's a video Esau tried to take down, but you know, you get the point. But he was fired for his anti-LG flag comments, you know. And then I watched the video, then I was reading the comments, man, and that's what sparked this lesson. I'm gonna get into that more as I get more into the lesson. But simply put, man, is what man says and what the world says, all right, and then is what the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua says and what's written within his word, all right, simply and plainly put. You know, so just to get straight to the point, this is the book of Leviticus chapter 20 and verse 13. It says, if a man also lie with mankind as he lieth with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination. All right, because a man lying with a woman, that's the natural order. That's the natural way that the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua has set things up. All right, that's what's natural according to the Lord's order. You know, and the scriptures say, let all things be done decently and in order. So it says, if a man lie with mankind as he lieth with a woman, right, both of them have committed an abomination, man. They shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them. All right. So just for further context, so as no misconstruction or confusion, you know, because that's what Esau and 2/3 of our people, they like to do. They like to misconstrue and confuse and misinterpret the word of the Lord on purpose, man, to fit their lifestyle. All right, but it's plain and simple. You know what I'm saying? It's plain and simple, man, what's written. It says, if a man lieth with a woman, if a man lieth with mankind as with womankind, surely them both have committed an abomination. All right, and this is the Merriam-Webster dictionary definition of the word abomination. It says, something regarded with disgust or hatred. And then number 2, extreme disgust and hatred. All right, so that's an act. So a man laying with mankind as with womankind is an act that's regarded with disgust and extreme hatred by the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua. All right, but how the world will tell it, you know, how Esau and 2/3 of our people will tell it, you know, love is love, and you know what I'm saying, it's legal, and you know, it's 2026, you know what I'm saying, so on and so forth. But man, the Lord does not change in his word. It's his word, no matter how you try to flip it and confuse it and misconstrue it, you know, and pull it out of context and so on and so forth, man. The Lord said if anybody engages in that act, they have committed an abomination, something regarded with disgust or hatred. Extreme disgust and hatred, man, from the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua. All right, and again, I just say that to say, man, it's plain and simple. All right, so and that's how you know that, you know, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, man. You know, a certain nation of people, you know, ruling and governing this place, who, you know, pass laws and decrees, you know, they claim to be one nation under God and in God we trust, you know, which we know is blasphemy spoken by them. But you know, they claim to be, you know, this one nation under God and in God we trust, but then they'll legalize and push and promote everything that goes contrary to the word of the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua. They'll push and promote abominable things, man, you know, things that the Lord hate, while claiming to be a one nation under God. All right, and I just seen a off topic, but I just was watching a news the other I think that was this morning. It was a religious leaders in the White House or wherever they was at, and they was like praying over Trump, you know what I'm saying? But man, it's just it's all deceit, man, because you know, this is clearly a kingdom, you know, without God, man. All right. This is a wicked kingdom, modern day Sodom and Gomorrah, you know, modern day Babylon, confusion, and, you know, every other wicked kingdom compiled into one. All right. But just getting back on the point. But again, man, you know, if a man layeth with mankind as with womankind, surely them both have committed an abomination, man. Something regarded with disgust or hatred. Extreme disgust and hatred, you know, from the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. That's how he sees it. You know, it doesn't matter how man or the world sees it, man, or what's legal or what's you know, accepted in this day and age. Nah, it's what the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua says, and that's it. And you can see that NBA player, you know, he got fired and kicked off his team, you know, for standing on this, you know, and again, not according to the true word of the Lord, but, you know, still just according to his own morals and principles, you know. But man, I'm gonna continue on. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 5 and verse 20. It says, woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. All right, so it says, woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, man. That woe is judgment, destruction. Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, man. All right, so again, these different governments and government leaders and officials that pass these laws and, you know, push and promote these things within this kingdom, you know what I'm saying, again, amongst the men, the women, the children. All right, man, woe unto them, right, that call evil good and good evil, because these people push and promote these abominable acts and these abominable things as something good, something acceptable, you know, something good, but is really evil in the sight of the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, as we just went through in the definition of abominable, man. It's something evil, something that warrants hatred from the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. All right, it says, woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, man. All right, and you know, the same people that call good evil. I seen another video earlier. It was a guy, I think he was a Jake. He was behind the camera, but man, he went up to a girl. He was trying to hop down on the girl, get a number, and then another lady that had nothing to do with it hopped into the middle of the conversation and was like, "Oh, you need to leave him alone. You need to go about your business." Da, 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 da. You know what I'm saying? They'll come down on a man for trying to engage in something natural, but then that same person will probably accept something unnatural. You know what I'm saying? And oh, love is love, or whatever the case may be, man. All right, so it's completely backwards in this place. There's nothing but confusion, you know, and ultimately wickedness in this place, man. All right, so it says, woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, right? They put darkness for light, again, you know, essentially putting evil for good and good for evil. You know, what's good for evil? And the main thing that they put for evil in this place is the word of the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. All right. And it says that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter, man. All right. And that's exactly what, you know, that's pushed and promoted in this place, man. Everything that's bitter in the eyes of the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is pushed as sweet things, you know, desirable things. And everything that's sweet for the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is pushed to be bitter, man. All right. And is ultimately kind. Well, like before I get this precept too, and another thing on that video, woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, roughly paraphrasing this, when I was watching that video, you know, I just was reading the comments, you know, this, then he going into how you know, that's a unjust thing, a unrighteous thing, so on and so forth, right? And this news article going in on it, and then reading the comments, man, almost all the comments was like, so anyway, here's me and my husband, and it's like, you know, it's mankind with mankind, or so anyway, here's me and my fiance, and it's a picture of, you know, womankind with womankind, and it's a literally, that is like that going through the comments, and they posting pictures of them and they, you know, partners or spouses or whatever, and it's just, you know, it's just pride. You know what I'm saying? It's pride, and it's a wicked mindset and mentality, man, to be boasting and proclaiming and pushing those things, man. All right. And that's what made me get this scripture too, seeing that, you know what I'm saying? So this is the book of Isaiah chapter 3 and verse 9. It says, they show the shoe of their confidence doeth witness against them, and they declare their sin as Sodom, they hide it not. Woe unto their soul, for they have rewarded evil unto themselves. Right? So it says, and they declare their sin as Sodom, man, because we all know what Sodom and Gomorrah was destroyed for, for engaging in these same type of abominable acts against the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. So displaced America and Esau, these other nations, and 2/3 of our people, man, they are they're declaring their sin as Sodom, man, just like Sodom and Gomorrah of old. All right, boldly and proudly putting it on the internet, and so anyway, here's me and my, what I'm saying, like they declare they sin as Sodom, they hide it not, what I'm saying. There's no shame within this place, man. For those that do wickedness in general, but specifically for this lesson, those that do this specific type of wickedness and abominations within the earth. All right, they declare their sin as Sodom. They hide it not. I mean, you could ride past some houses in the city. Back in the day, they had an American flag flying. Man, now you could pass by certain houses and they got the the LG flag flying in the window or on the porch. You know what I'm saying? You go in businesses, it's symbolism within businesses and you know what I'm saying? And just everyday people, walking around in that spirit. You know what I'm saying? They hide it not. All right. But it says, woe unto their souls, for they have awarded evil unto themselves, man. And that's the severity of that act. But it's so downplayed in this place. And, evil is made to look good in this place, man. You know what I'm saying? But according to the word of the Lord, man, that's a evil thing. It's a thing that begets hatred, and disgust from the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. And that's just, man, these are the things that's just, it's plain and simple according to the word of the Lord, man. All right. But and it really boils down to this, which is what is that? This is the book of John chapter 3 and verse 19, and it says, and this is the condemnation, that light is come into the world, and men love darkness rather than light, because their deeds were evil. For everyone that doeth evil hateth the light, neither cometh to the light, lest his deeds should be reproved, man. All right, and that's ultimately what it boils down to, man, that spiritual warfare of, light and darkness, righteousness and evil, man. And the condemnation is that, light is coming to the world, man. The light, the true word of the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, his knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, according to his word. All right. These other nations, Esau, 2/3 of our people, man, they don't want to adhere unto that light, or even they don't want to hear that light. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to see that light. They don't want to hear it. They don't want to be around it. But it's ultimately because they love darkness rather than light, because their deeds were evil, man. All right. And it says, for everyone that doeth evil hateth the light, neither cometh to the light. And when I was scrolling down in them comments, reading them people boasting and proclaiming, what I'm saying, that lifestyle, that's all it was. They were just showing hatred towards the Lord. They was just showing hatred towards the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua and his word. That's literally all it was. And it says, for everyone that doeth evil hateth the light, neither cometh to the light. Right? They hate it and they don't want to come near it or get close to it. It says, least their deeds should be reproved, man. Least they should hear, hey, that's wrong. You shouldn't be doing that. You know what I'm saying? That's a wicked thing. That's an evil thing, man. You gotta repent, and you know what I'm saying, man, cast that spirit up off you. Like, you gotta, you know what I'm saying? They don't want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? They want to be comfortable within their darkness, man. You know what I'm saying? And within their wickedness. All right. They don't want to be reproved. They don't want to be corrected by the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua and his word and his men. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to adhere to the light. And that's ultimately what it is when it all boils down to it, man. And then I'm gonna continue on. This is my last precept. It's the book of Leviticus chapter 18 and Salakia. Book of Leviticus chapter 18 and verse 29. And I wanted to get this because this shows the severity, of this abomination. You know what I'm saying? That's pushed and propagated and indulged in throughout the earth, man. Primarily right here in Babylon, but throughout the earth as well. But it says, for whosoever shall commit any of these abominations, for whosoever shall commit any of these abominations, even the souls that commit them shall be cut off from among their people. Therefore shall ye keep my ordinance, that ye commit not any one of these abominable customs. Right. So the Lord saying is, what his word is saying is, man, keep his law, statutes, and commandments, his ordinances, man, that goes against these various different wicked and perverse and abominable spirits that's out here, man. Keep his ordinance, that ye commit not any one of these abominable customs which were committed before you, and that ye defile not yourselves therein. I am the Lord your God, man. And I wanted to get this because this shows the severity of, that action. All right. You know what I'm saying? Because it says, for whosoever shall commit any of these abominations, even the souls that commit them shall be cut off from among their people, man. So once upon a time, if you committed this act, man, you'll be cut off from among your people, and put to death. All right. But, in this society, it's pushed and promoted and people condoning it as like it's the freedom of life. You know what I'm saying? When ultimately they just got the freedom to be wicked, man. You know what I'm saying? And to indulge in these things without repercussion in this society, man. But when it's all said and done, the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is gonna judge the earth, man. All right, he's gonna judge the wicked for their wickedness. All right, and and that's just what it is, man. And man, those is pretty much all my precepts, man. Just going into, man, this pretty much just going into, man, how the world and man, Esau, Edom, these other nations, 2/3 of our people, they push and promote and accept wickedness and abominable things, right? When the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua word clearly states otherwise, man. All right, and it's no gray area, man. It's either black or white. You know what I'm saying? It's either light or darkness. It's either good or evil. There's no gray area. That man tries to create that gray area. You know what I'm saying? But that's non-existent to the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man. All right, and and that dude, man, he lost his title and position, for standing for, man, the truth of the word of the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, whether he, know it or not, you know what I'm saying? But he lost all of that for standing for truth, for standing for good, for standing for, righteousness, for standing for light. You know what I'm saying? And he in that, up there in that industry, like entertainment and sports. So he probably seen something, you know what I'm saying, behind them doors, that, he probably seen something that made him come out and say those things. You know what I'm saying? I seen some other videos too of him going into how his family ain't returning his calls, his wife not picking up the phone and talking to him, and his family saying he crazy and think he crazy, and so on and so forth. That's the things you get for standing up for the word of the Lord, man. And again, even though he wasn't coming in the true name of the Lord, just still the principle of standing up against abominable and wicked things, man. Standing up for light in a world full of darkness. All right. But man, that was pretty much my lesson. I ain't gonna keep rambling. Just simply going into how, that whoever engages in that act, no matter what the world say or what man says, that's an abominable thing unto the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. A thing that begots hatred and disgust from the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man. It's just plain and simple, according to the scriptures, according to the word of the Lord. All right. And man, with that, I pray and hope this was edifying and or encouraging. And with that, I'm gonna say shalom.